I just found a box of treasure. I was cleaning out, not cleaning out actually, I was looking for something, but ended up doing some cleaning out of a closet and found this box that I completely forgot was in there. Inside are leftover stock from the first print run I did of my very first product called the Nourishment deck. And it reminded me that I put something out in the world and people bought it and it's just wild. But guess what? It's stuff that I did every single day and continue to do, and that's about sharing meal ideas. And that's what this is. It's a deck sharing meal ideas and giving you some food for thought. I took all my meal ideas that I had accumulated over a period of time and put them into a card form so that it could be at easy reach. But in addition to the meal ideas come with instructions, and on the back of each one is a little prompt, if not food for thought, pun intended. So now I'm gonna run a limited edition release, or I'm going to put these back up for sale. How I forgot about these. The first run was done in 2024 and it was a great run, but I forgot that I had some leftover stock. And now is as good a time as any, especially as I'm talking about meal building and nourishing yourself, and this couldn't come at a better time. So I'm going to share a little bit more about what this is and tell you to go and get it, or come and get one of the very last ones left, because it's a limited number and I'm just so excited. But also it's a reminder that creativity, who would have thought when I had this wild idea 2 years ago, one of the things that I had challenged myself was, why not me? Why not do it? What's the worst that can happen? And even then, I was like, people are really going to be interested in this. And people were, and people bought it. And now 2 years later, I look back at it and I'm grateful for me taking the chance on myself, putting out this idea into the world. I still haven't seen anything quite like it, truth be told. So for that, I am proud. And it's a reminder that there's no bounds to creativity, but also let other people see what you create. And those who find value in it will be drawn to it, will buy it, will encourage you, will see themselves or see use for that thing for themselves. So this is my reminder to you that take off whatever chains you have on your creativity, whether that's with food, whether that's with clothing, whether that's with your innovativeness, your ideas that you come up with, whether you're drawing, it doesn't matter. As long as it's something that you've brought forth with heart and great joy that you've put into it, it'll be a worthwhile endeavor. The other thing to you is, because this was an adventure in, one, explore my creativity, two, I was like, what's the worst that can happen, or see what happens? You never know what can happen. There was a lot of fun in doing it. It took a while to come up with it. The concept was already in my head, and it was just a wild idea that I said to my friends. I'm like, how would this what do you think about this idea? But all the business coaches will tell you that, you have to validate and all of these things when it comes to marketing your things and putting them out before you create something that nobody buys. Again, do not follow me because I am a failure as it relates to all of that advice. I took my own, I produced this thing off of my own volition, of my own, what's the word? Like, it was on my heart to put it out, truthfully. And so I did that, and I don't regret it. And that I have found a box of some that I'm now going to put out in the world, get the rest of these out into somebody else's hands so that they too can find value in it, so that they too can be encouraged by it. So they too can be reminded what nourishment can look like, that it can be as simple as a card. And whether or not you make the exact recipe or meal idea on this from the card is irrelevant. What matters is that it inspires you to do something. See yesterday's video or the day before, where I spoke about a meal idea is only helpful or useful if it changed something for you. So if you were inspired to try a similar meal, or if it inspired you to rethink what a particular meal had to look like, or if it moved you to learn a new technique or try a new technique or cooking method, it only is valuable if it moved the needle towards you nourishing yourself a little bit better. It doesn't have to be perfect. It doesn't have to be by anybody else's rules. It just simply has to do the job of shifting something. And that shift could be very, very small. That's the other thing, that this is a reminder that the shift, the change could be very small. It doesn't have to be grand. It doesn't have to be this big, massive or fancy or, in your face kind of change. It could be something as simple as, I never thought to put this for some extra fiber in this kind of meal, or I never considered that this kind of a meal is more balanced than just it being fruit, just being sugar. There's a lot more to it than that. Or just by looking at the back of the card, which also has mindful prompts, if you want to call them that. I call them mindful prompts, things to get you to think about or to encourage you, especially around nourishing yourself, whether that's mind, body, spirit, whatever the case might be. That is also something to get you to think differently. Maybe it gives you a little boost of energy. Maybe it makes you think about a particular situation differently. Maybe it encourages you to be more positive or talk less negative to yourself, or stop nitpicking yourself less, putting your best foot forward, acknowledging your reality, and that what it may or may not mean, as far as maybe it's not necessarily the worst thing. Maybe it could be something, there's another side to it. But the point here is, I'm doing it again. I took a tangent and then forgot where I was going with it. I don't remember where I was going with that point, really. But this box of nourishment decks is reminding me that I am that girl. I took an idea and brought it to life, and I'm proud of it. 2 years later, I'm still proud of it. Like, did it make me millions? No, not even close. But it did show me what was possible. And to come full circle where I am still talking about meal ideas to show you, and nourishment to show you that I've been in this for a while. And I'll probably continue to talk about it for a while. I make deviations every now and then, but nourishment is always the aim of my game. And there's no game here. But the point of me talking about meal ideas is to encourage nourishment. And I think that's what I'm put here for. It's not the only thing I'm put here for, but I think it's a large part of what I am supposed to do. Or what I've been called to do. Because whether it's through meal ideas or something else, always at the very foundation or the base of it is, or whatever is behind it, is typically do it in pursuit of nourishment, or do it to the aid of nourishing yourself. So whether that's through food, whether that's through movement, the point is it nourishing you? Is it nourishing your body? Is it nourishing your mind? Is it nourishing your spirit and your heart? Because if it's not, it's just you consuming things. And not everything you consume is nourishing, right? There are some things that are more nutritious and provide more nourishment than others. And then some things are just not nourishing. Either your body doesn't react to it, or you feel differently and not in a good way after consuming it. And I'm not just talking about food here. So my purpose here is to bring nourishment to you, to share and talk about it with you, just to show you what it can look like. There's no one single way for it to look, but that you embrace nourishment for what it needs to be for you. And the person you are today is not going to be the same person you are in a week, a month, 5 years. And so you have to meet the person you are in this moment and nourish that version of yourself. And this is a message for myself too. It's a reminder for me too, because you're only going to be this version of yourself once, or in this moment one time. You're not gonna get it back. So you always have to meet yourself in the moment, meet yourself where you are. Another premise on which I teach nourishment and meal ideas: always start where you are. Because if you spend your time looking back to what you were, or what you are aspiring to be, you completely miss what can be and what is possible now. Because you have no control over tomorrow. Honestly, none of us do. And so as much as we think we have control, we do all of these things thinking that we are steering the ship of our lives. And in some way, maybe we are. But I also think in a lot of ways we're not. We're literally just doing things and hoping for the best. Doing things and hoping that it works out. Or with the intention that it works out. And so all of that to say is, do not give up on yourself, your own creativity. But also nourish your creativity in whatever ways you need to. Because that's the only thing that makes sense. The world is already a flaming ball of confusion, of destruction, of evil. Of the world, it's also filled with, positive things, good things, nourishing things. And we have to work a little harder to find those, because the negative has a way of overriding everything else. It's always in your face. The news, people, always, it's human nature, I guess, to always focus on the negative or to talk about the negative things loudly. And this is not to say to ignore the reality of terrible things happening and possibly impacting you and your family or friends or people you know. But also we can't live in that as much as I guess our privilege allows us to. Again, I'm not saying to ignore, but doing what you can with what you have where you are as much as you can. And part of that is living in your truth and doing the things that honor that. So the Nourishment deck, I'm going to come out and share a little more about it, and look out for the link to the limited edition release, because you bet you're behind that I'm going to get these in some people's hands. Okay, so if you want a copy of this, provided you see this, watch it all the way to the end. I'm going to put a link in the description below so that you can. There's a limited number of decks. Like I said, it was a box that I forgot about. And so once they're gone, they're gone. And I would love for more people to get these in their hands. Meal ideas. We can never be short of meal ideas. And as much as how, even yesterday's video, we were talking about what are you doing with meal ideas? This, I have no control over what you do with them. It is my hope, however, that you use it when you do get it. I'll use it a little bit, use it a lot. I have a couple that I actually like look at every now and then when I want some to change up what I do or what I make. So even for me, some of these are staples, believe it or not, or tried and true for me. So I hope you can find some tried and true for yourself as well. But until then, I made this. I'm still in awe. But yeah, get your Nourishment deck. Coming to my stand store.